Reflection. In by Di Maria and in by Marquinhos! Towering captain's header! And Paris Saint-Germain are on their way.
Well, it's not the first time he's delivered like that. Marquinhos, the PSG skipper. It's a beautifully timed run, and he just gets up before anyone else. I mean, Diaz is prevented from challenging by Paredes, who's got in his way, and it's allowed the Brazilian to come onto it. And boy, did he finish well into the far corner. This is a little beauty.
Well, more or less the last offensive touch of a football Marquinhos had was to score against Bayern Munich in the first leg of the... Drive Florenzi back, Gundogan. Cancelo, that's a good ball. Bernardo Silva did very well to apply anything from the tightest of angles, and he's got a corner out of it.
Manchester City want to sort it out after the goal they've conceded.
In by Neymar, and not so very far away.
Yeah, he just held his spot, and as I say, sometimes when it just drops nicely for you.
Rodri, picked off by Paredes. Mbappe, 2 or 3 step overs, and off he goes. Launches himself over the challenge of Cancelo, who will see a yellow card for that. Well, it's poor clearance from Navas. First there is Foden. Phil Foden for Manchester City. Mahrez in went Bernardo Silva. Across came Paredes. Marquinhos, Idrissa Gueye. Rolled up for Verratti. Aimed in here for Kylian Mbappe, who just let it get away. Set it back for Bacca. Stones is in the way of that, and Rodri thumps it to the security of halfway. Florenzi. Florenzi again, juggling beyond Diaz, and setting it for Neymar, who's gone flying. And the referee has looked the other way. Not a foul, is it?
No.
Bernardo Silva, he set it for Phil Foden. Keylor Navas threw up a palm, and it was sufficient.
It was very, very sloppy on PSG's part, and he's gone at the keeper. He has gone down the middle.
Cancelo, blocked by Di Maria. Half-time, PSG have been very, very good. City have had their chances, but PSG have had most of the ball. November of 2018, so French territory hasn't always been the best for them, and PSG, Jim Beglin, certainly had the better of them. So Marquinhos and Kimpembe are there. We've seen this threat before. Flicked on by Di Maria, but harmlessly. Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, Walker's ready to make an overlap. Rodri. Mahrez, out by Kimpembe, De Bruyne! Once in a lifetime.
You like a start for Manchester City, and this is always a difficult skill in just making sure you get over the ball and drift that bit higher.
Cancelo's races runs, and Zinchenko has replaced him at left full back for Manchester City. Celebrated his clearance like an acrobat on the parallel bars. In by De Bruyne, all the way in! A freak of such extreme value! Deliberate or otherwise, he plotted a path that just might help take City to the final.
Well, I think there's no doubting the fact that even though we know this guy has technical brilliance, he's a technical genius. This is a cross. He's trying to float that into the far post to try and get it on the head of Stones, who's arriving late, or Diaz, who was tucked in centrally. And I think he thinks, Navas, that it's going to be dealt with. Somebody is going to get something on it before I have to deal with it. And by the time he gets to deal with it...
Sarabia, Moise Keane.
You mentioned Icardi banging goals in.
Free kick for Foden, bang centre. A position of promise. The yellow card is out. Paredes is trying to walk away. Well, there's a few in City lot.
Quite a City wall too. 3 of the big men.
Who will presumably shortly part. It's Mahrez! Oh, it's a beauty! He has fisted in for Manchester City, who have come from behind and lead beneath the Eiffel Tower.
Well, Mahrez in Dortmund from the penalty spot. Mahrez in Paris from just outside the box, and the wall splits. It goes through the two on the end of the wall, and that's why you saw Navas react furiously. There you go, there's the gap between Paredes and Kimpembe, and well, if you do that, you're asking for it, and PSG have been asking for it since they've returned to the pitch second half. Manchester City have been allowed to take...
Interesting now to see as Neymar goes in a little bit naughtily at the back of Ruben Dias and picks himself up a yellow card. Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, away from Idrissa Gueye, away from Kimpembe, supported by Mahrez, spooned in towards Foden. That's a very good header.
I think they do fancy a third.
This would be, in all, their 12th defeat of the season. PSG just don't lose a dozen games in a season. That's a foul by Idrissa Gueye. I'd be surprised if we didn't see another booking here. There's been no evidence of the yellow card just yet. All down, and now a man down, and when you see that, the referee had no option. That is a horrible one.
Agreed. Nowhere to hide.
Who's perhaps been the best of the front three, actually, who gives way now.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think he's been very good for his side tonight.
Paredes, who, as you were indicating, Jim, Paredes, who was on the point of blowing his fuse, has perhaps sensibly been replaced by Pochettino and Herrera. Whereas De Bruyne, spun for Rodri, taken up by Mahrez, looking to pin one into the bottom corner.
Yeah, I'd be yellow for De Bruyne, and PSG are making a big deal of this.
And the referee wants the moment to himself.
Yeah.
He wants to be the sole arbiter.